and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, it's time for bass history in the mix.
This is a journey into sound.
Pump up the volume.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Bass.
Yeah, boy. Give me a funky ass bass line.
That's my man throwing down. That's my man throwing down.
Yo, what it do? We back with a special episode tonight, man. Here at Atlanta Rap History, man. It's your boy Chuck C from them Throwback Boys, man. Zone 3 representative. I got my player partner with me tonight. Let them know who you is, man.
Hey, this your boy ZZ, CEO, Hookmaster Productions in the building. Happy to be here. You know
yes, sir. You know what it is, man. We got a special episode tonight, man. We talking about that bass, you know what I'm saying? And when you talk about that bass music, it's a lot of different artists come up when you talk about that bass music. And I guess tonight, man, they one of the greatest to ever do the bass game. And they really put their foot in it. One of the pioneers that started this thing off. Now, the group is originally from Florida. We go get into it, but you go see why they on Atlanta Rap History because of Itchy Barn Records. And this is why we have them on Atlanta Rap History, man. I want everybody to give us a special welcome for our guest tonight, man. 95 South Soul, man. We in the building.
What's up, fellas? Glad to be here, brother.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yes, sir. Introduce yourself, man, and let the people know who you is.
What's up, people? What's up, Atlanta? What's up, world? This your boy, Daddy Black, you know, one half of the platinum rap group 95 South, baby, representing Florida, Duval, you know, Duval. Believe that.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Representing that Duval, man, straight out of that. And for y'all that don't know about Duval, that's Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah, man.
For all that don't know, Duval is what they call it because that's the county. And Lil Duval comes from there. That's where he get his name, Lil Duval. It all comes from there. So, yeah, shout out to Jacksonville. Shout out to Duval. Shout out to Arlington Ave over there in Jacksonville, man. I used to run through that way back in the days, man. So, so tell us how you got started with the music.
Well, actually, bro, you know, I was heavily influenced by music. My father was a music head. You know, my brother, he went off to college. Matter of fact, he went to college in Atlanta. Went off to DeVry. This was back in like 79. And he would come home and bring different music. So I was always influenced by that, you know. But my introduction into the music industry was I was a dancer for a group called 95 Chill Deal Boys, which is the foundation for the whole Quad City movement, you know. I started at like 15 dancing, and my brother Mike, who was one of the writers for the whole situation, you know, that was my introduction to it. Listen to him rhyming at night, you know. I wasn't per se a rhymer or really interested in rhyming. My thing was dancing. But just him writing his lyrics and asking me how it sounded, and, you know, he was a hellified artist, you know, illustrator as well. So, but my brother, I would say my brother Mike probably was my introduction into it because I was dancing for a group that he was a part of.
Right.
Okay,
so they kind of have an effortless for you then, didn't it, Carlo?
Yeah, it came effortless because, you know, starting as a dancer and having my brother as an influence, you know, I was already being groomed and I didn't even know it, you know. So I think that was very important. I was being groomed to do it, you know, so it was cool.
Yeah. So again, where did that name Quad City come from? Is that a representation of Jacksonville?
Yeah, originally, because, you know, Miami had, you know, bass music, booty music, however you want to do it. So we were trying to give or establish a sound for Jacksonville. It was going to be bass oriented, but, you know, we were able to take it and, you know, I think polish it, in other words, you know, a little different from what they were doing in Miami, and wanted to call it Quad.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
Representation of the Quad speakers, you know.
Right.
So it was like, we're going to call it Quad City, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we did our best, but at that time, I don't think Jacksonville was ready to embrace it fully, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and being somebody from Florida back in the day, that was a term we used to always say, boy, he got that quad. Like somebody come through there beating in their car, they be like, oh man, he got that quad. Meaning that beat, he got that quad, he had that beat. So when you say Quad City, you know what I'm saying? I can see Jacksonville being called the Quad City because, you know, in Florida, we love the cars with the beat. And that was a term we used to use, was quad. He got that quad.
No doubt.
Yeah, so tell me, talk to me a little bit about these guys right here.
Oh, JPE. Oh, man, opponent, man. Let me tell you something. They are the godfathers of bass, of the whole music scene in Florida. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there wasn't anywhere you could go and not hear Jam Pony Express. You know, Slick Vic, Big Ace, you know, Lock, Cool Jock, you know what I'm saying? All those cats.
Yes,
you know, and we used to open up a lot of shows for those brothers in Skate City up here in Jacksonville. So me being a dancer and listening to how they just freak those records, man, it was just mind-boggling. And if you listen to 95 South music, you will hear a lot of their influence with the highs, with the Big Ace.
With the Big Ace in there, with the Big A, rest in peace. Rest in peace to my brother Big Ace, man. That was a close friend of mine. Hey, man, my brother Big Ace, actually, he used to jam with a group called Dillard Holmes Express, DH Express, Dillard Holmes Express. I used to carry the crates and the speakers for Dillard Holmes Express. And then he got what we call moved up to the big leagues, which was Jam Pony Express. The same Lock Who Jock. Lock Who Jock used to jam with some people out of Lauderdale Manors. And then he got called up to the big leagues, which is Jam Pony Express. When y'all hear all these songs that say, hey, they got it from Jam Pony Express. My partner, Big Ace. And you hear that in a lot of Atlanta music. You hear that in a lot of Atlanta music, the what's ups, and all that kind of stuff. You hear that. And that's all Big Ace from Jam Pony Express. Rest in peace, Big Ace, a friend of mine, man. We love you, Big Ace.
Yeah, I talk, man.
Hey, so Splat Pack, that was a big influence on Splat Pack too, then, right?
Jam Pony was a big influence on everybody from the South.
Everybody that came out of there, man, you know, so it can't be denied, you know. I mean, you hear the influence all over everybody's music, man. And they still going today. You know, I got a lot of respect for those brothers, and
Yo, this Mike from the world famous Bad Boys of Bass 95 South, baby.
Yes, sir.
What's up, ATL? What's up, world? This your boy, Daddy Black, one half of the platinum rap group, 95 South, baby. Whoop, there it is.
Whoop, there it is. And we go get into it, baby. We go get into it. So right before you jumped on, we was talking about these guys right here. We was just talking about them and the influence that they have on the game and the influence and how people use Big Ace's ad-libs through so many different bass songs that came out throughout the years.
Man, let me tell you something. Our whole album, I know Black probably already said this, but our whole first album was dude, on every song, because they were our superstars.
Yes, yeah.
Jam Pony, Luke and the Two Live Crew, Magic Mike, Shadi, those were our superstars, and we wanted to make music as good as them.
Yeah. And now you mentioned somebody we was fortunate enough to have on our show, MC Shadi. Matter of fact, we presented him with an award. Atlanta Rap History presented him with an award for being the second rapper. And like you said, what was his influence on you guys?
Man, when I first heard Shadi, man, it just blew my mind over that up-tempo music, and his voice was so distinct, you know, and I didn't even realize he was from New York.
Yeah, originally.
You're right. You know what I'm saying? So we was already into a lot of the New York hip hop. So when he brought that flavor with that bass music, man, it just blew my mind. And I was like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Right. And he was on Luke Records, right?
Yep.
So anything that Luke did, we thought was from Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way he was rapping, and one of his 12 inches, he said something about New York. So I kind of knew he was from New York, but I thought he was in Miami. I didn't know he stopped in Atlanta and set up shop. I thought he was in Miami. And anything that Luke put out, we bought because they were our heroes, So
yes, sir.
I didn't find out he was from Atlanta till I was 43.
Wow. Now, MC Shy-D, like you said, but I want to make a correction. MC Shy-D was signed to Luke Skywalker Records. Way before they made them change the name. He was signed to Luke Skywalker Records. They made him change the name to Luke Records. But MC Shy-D was actually signed to Luke Skywalker Records. It had the old label still on his records, had the old label on it.
Dang.
Yes. Yeah, you are right about that.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about these guys right here.
That's Jay Ski, Lana, and CC Lemonhead. Quad City DJs.
Quad City DJs. Hey, and talk a little bit about how how y'all intertwine together.
Well, the Quad City DJs, we've been using, Jay Ski was using Quad City DJs for a long time. Ain't even had no damn group, right? So he was using Quad City DJs. Even on the 69 Boyz album, he say, 69 Boyz backed up by the Quad City DJ one time, Cotton Candy. Now, Quad City DJ was just a fictional DJ group, and Quad City, because we lived in Florida, and they was dropping that quad. Quad in Miami means something.
Yes.
He just came up with he said the Quad City DJs one time. So when we needed another group to sign on to Big Beat Atlanta Records, we were like, well, hell, I might as well use the Quad City DJs.
Right.
And really, him or Cece ain't DJ since 1986. But they was the Quad City DJs, right? And Lana, I love Lana to death, man. We met her at Freaknik one year, man. And,
wow.
And
y'all met at the Tootsie Roll. Did y'all meet at the Tootsie Roll video shoot? Yep.
At the Tootsie Roll video shoot, right?
Wow.
So it was her and about 4 of her friends from Hampton, right? Because they were cheerleaders at Hampton. And we just started hanging around them. Every time we went somewhere, they're the friends would drive. So we built up a relationship with them after that. And we needed someone to get in the studio. And the girl we were, the story I heard with the girl they were trying to work with, she didn't show up to the studio. And Lana was in Orlando at the time and said, hey, they're like, okay, you hired.
Wow.
Put in the studio, and Jay called me up. He said, Mike, come write this song. I got a song called Come On Ride the Train. Come write it for me. And see, mind you, I knew the success of the other records we did. And I was like, you know what? Let me write me a verse in this. I'm gonna write me a verse in. Because I don't know. It could take off. I don't know. So I wrote me a verse. I did the second verse. Jay did the first verse. And I'm so glad I wrote my own verse. Well, I wrote his verse too, but he came up with the chants and all that good stuff. He arranged it, produced it. CC did the beat. I wrote the lyrics, and that's the one put my kids through college right there.
Wow, here we go. Man, and like you said, that was a big song right there. That was able to financially pay off for you on the financial side.
Yeah, man. Like them royalty checks. 3/4 of my royalty checks is the train.
Wow.
Like I saw my last check of last year, it comes in September. I was just looking through the, sometimes I pull up the invoice, of what I got paid for. And Peloton was on there. I'm like, why? Why am I getting paid from Peloton? It was a good chunk of money. I forgot they use music in their workout videos.
Oh.
And apparently they use the train because I'm getting paid from us. Listen, dude. That song, along with all of our other songs, it's taking us places, man, and we're still eating over 25 years after the fact. We're still eating. And that's what I try to tell these young rappers now. Listen, you got to eat for years to come. Some of these songs are not going to be played 10 years from now, 20 years from now. You got to still eat off of this, man. You know what I'm saying? Like every time we do a show, I'm not finna hit y'all malls. I'm not finna do nothing, not finna hit y'all stores, because I got a light bill to pay. I need how much of this money that I'm getting on this concert that I can bring. Now, I may leave you some Waffle House money in your city. You may get some more Waffle House money.
Right.
But that's about it right there.
Not trying to lead though, man. You trying to take all the promoters' money back home with you.
Yes, sir.
All the promoters' money back home with you.
Yes, sir.
Man, I know like you were saying about that song, the Tootsie Roll. You were saying about how you met the girl y'all was at they was having the Tootsie Roll contest. When y'all met the contestant, that was another big song of y'all's that kind of took off and blew up all over the place.
You mean Lana? We met at the Tootsie Roll video shoot.
Oh, the video shoot, right?
Yeah. And that was 69 Boyz who, and again, we talked about Tootsie Roll, and a lot of people don't know that Tootsie Roll was actually supposed to be a 95 South record. 95 South had performed that record a few times on the road because we was touring, and Jay heard the concept and he, went in and just it was like a chant. Like I told you, it originally started like a chant, call and response record. And so we performed it a few times, and we were actually, positioning that record to be a 95 South record, but then again, we got held up in lawsuits through Ichabod.
Oh.
We were getting litigated because of some samples, and it was a couple other, situations going on, but it kind of held 95 South up. And so John
and Carlos,
yeah,
and Black, remember, Kitty Kitty was supposed to be a 95 South song too.
Kitty
right.
Kitty.
Yep. And because
Oh, kitty, kitty. Oh, kitty, kitty. I thought I saw a booty tag. Come on. Oh, kitty, kitty. Yeah, I thought I saw a booty tag. Yeah, oh, kitty, kitty. Come on. I thought I saw a booty tag.
What you doing?
Nothing, honey. I'm just nothing, honey.
What you doing?
Nothing, honey. Oh, honey.
What you doing?
Nothing, honey. I'm just nothing, honey.
What you doing?
Nothing, honey. Oh, honey. Like I said about
Hey, man, Kitty. Man, that was a big hit of y'all's too that a lot of people don't even realize that y'all the one that made it.
yeah, and see, Mike was actually, like I said earlier, Mike was actually performing with 69, and he was very instrumental in formulating that project. But yeah, when 95 South performed Kitty almost a year before 69 ended up with the record. But again, like I say, that would have been an amazing record for us. But we were team players at the time, and we really didn't you know, we wanted to do what was best for the team, you know, and like, you know, like I said, the label didn't want to pay us any money going backwards for the records we sold with 95 South. They just wanted to pay us forward for the Tootsie Roll record. And Jay at the time wasn't confident with that. So he was like, nah, you know, so we're going to go ahead and give the record to 69 Boyz, but to keep 95 South's name alive, we're going to put it on the front of the album and we're going to give y'all production credit.
So y'all walked away with the production credit, which was the big thing on the back end.
Right. You know, and it really wasn't in a real back end money for us, but what it did was it kept the name alive, but also anytime you buy a 69 Boyz album, 95 South plastered all over the front of that bitch. And plus they didn't pay us on the back end, but they gave us some upfront money just to, you know, keep us comfortable for a while, you know, they was working the record. Because again, we were in a lawsuit, so we wasn't having really any activity with the label, so we were just mostly on the road touring and stuff.
Oh, okay. Getting that show money, that road money, that show money is your money.
Ain't no money like show money.
Ain't no money like that show money, because that's your money for sure, money. that IRS free, tax free money, man.
Okay. Yeah, that was
that paper bag money. Like I say, the Throwback Boys, man, we didn't make it as big as y'all made it, but listen. That paper bag money that you get when you come home from them shows, man, it used to be something nice. And like you said, don't leave it in the city. We bring it back home with us. We bring it all back, bringing the whole back end back home.
You better believe it.
Now, we did leave some money in Magic City and Nicky's too back in there. We left a lot of money there, but we learned
For the Playboy Palace, and all together.
You know, and that's why I hated to do shows at strip clubs, because them dancers gonna want you to get that money right back to them.
Yes, sir.
I got a child in braces that I need to take this money back.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Listen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, it's a legendary story about y'all going to Digital Edge Studios and dropping what we know is one of the biggest hit records, the biggest Miami-based records, one of the biggest bass records that hit. Y'all went to a certain studio that was cutting edge. It was called Digital Edge. It was cutting edge. Talk to me a little bit about the difference in that studio versus studios y'all were going to before, and just leading up to that story about going there to drop that song.
Well, Digital Edge was the studio in Atlanta that sort of mixed the Whoop That Is record. And at that time, Pro Tools was very new. Pro Tools was like just coming out.
Yeah, fresh.
Right, and we didn't realize, or I guess we didn't think about it, but usually when you leave the studio, you take your ADATs and you take your tapes. Those are your masters.
Exactly.
But in that particular situation, we didn't realize that we left a data session in the computer. So that meant anybody could come behind you and sort of hear your music or listen to your masters or take ideas, you know. And so from my understanding, that's exactly what happened when it came to 95 South and leaving that song, that data session in the studio, which is what Tag Team ended up doing their record.
Right. So that nowadays, like you say, people bring their own computer to the studio and they make sure they record actually on their computer and not on the studio's computer. And the reason they do that is because of this incident, like what you saying just now.
Right, or you bring your hard drive, and that's why every time I leave a studio, I have them, you know, put it on my hard drive and erase the session, because you don't know that you're leaving an imprint, and it's never really erased.
It's not.
Right, because it's data, so it's written in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so it was just one of those things. And like I said, those brothers went in there, and you know, that's what happened.
And that's what happened. And like I said, y'all came out with it first, the original, the original Whoop There It Is.
Yep.
Hey, yo, 95 South chilling at Freaknik, 93 Atlanta, Georgia. Yo, we come out here to find out where's that? Where's at? Where that booty at? All the fellas, where that booty at? Everybody, where that booty at? One more again, where that booty at? All my friends, where that booty at? All the fellas, where that booty at? Everybody, where that booty at? One more again, where that booty at? All my friends, where that booty at? Come on, yeah, you said, yeah, I like that. I like a lot of, yeah, come on, yeah, I like that. Come on, yeah, baby, come on. Hey, girl, over there in the blue, I got a pocket full of cash, so what you gon' do? Turn around and let me peek, and let's play a little game of hide and seek. Show me that you're not getting this. A $20 bill, that's nice and crisp. What you gotta do, work. Shake it on down and watch me go berserk. You know just what I'm talking about. Yeah. Pop that thing, move it in and out. Right there. Get on stage and work that cat. And yo, fellas, where that booty at?
Hoop that is the original Hoop that
original.
is. And now you see why they on Atlanta rap history, because this was one of the biggest songs in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And you see what they said at the beginning of the video. They say they was where? We in Atlanta.
Freaknik, baby.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Talk to
hey,
me a
Black,
little bit
before
about
you-
that video.
And Black, well, first of all, Black was skinny as hell.
And young nigga, I was about 17, 18 years old when that video, you know what I'm saying? But man, Freaknik just changed my life. You know what I'm saying? I had never seen anything like it. You know, we had Daytona Beach, Black College reunion down here at Daytona Beach.
Right.
But Atlanta, man, it would just had a whole different feel and a whole different flavor to it. You know what I'm saying? Because Florida, spring break, you got mostly everybody in Florida, some of Georgia, you know, maybe a little bit of Alabama, you know, down there. But in Freaknik, you got people from DC, you got people from Detroit, you got people from all of the North coming to the South. And that was just a whole different vibe, you know what I'm saying? And we were able to experience that, man, and we just had to shoot our video that to capture some of that energy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that was, like I said, that was a good choice, right? Because it just by adding that Freaknik element to it really drew a lot of attention to the video, and it really made Atlanta really embrace that song and embrace that video and embrace that song. Well, tell them about that, Z.
Hey, man. What that did, that turned it from just a Miami, Florida feel to a South feel. It wasn't just about Florida or just about Atlanta. It was about that whole South inclusion, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep, it was beautiful, man. And even from a marketing standpoint, you know, like I was saying, that was one of those gatherings where you got people from so many different places in one place. You hit them with the record real hard, and now they going back to where they from, taking the vibe with them, and that's what just kind of, it spread like wildfire after that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We thought that Black College Reunion, BCR, was sort of on the South, on a South scale. Freaknik, they were talking about Freaknik in New York and California.
Yeah,
exactly.
No matter how they talked about it, because some people was like, okay, well, you know, we don't do what they do down in Freaknik. I don't care how you were talking about it, you was talking about it. Freaknik was national, bro. Everybody knew about Freaknik. Even Little Kim said in her song, you better.
You want to cheat freak, you better go down to Freaknik.
Right.
I'm trying to tell you,
so Freaknik was just on another level, man. It was just another level, because even at Black College Reunion, I never seen girls from Detroit and Cincinnati like they were at Freaknik, because half of the girls on the Tootsie Roll video in the water was from Detroit and Cincinnati. And it was
Let's
just
check it out.
The butterfly, that's old. Let me see the Tootsie Roll. Yeah, 1994. 69 boys backed up by the Quad City DJs. One time, cotton candy.
come on, that dip, baby. Hey, listen, when y'all, that song was so big, it just, like I said, changed the game. It made everybody, every girl that I ever seen do the Tootsie Roll. Everywhere you went, every club, they might play the Tootsie Roll and they start Tootsie Rolling, but they might Tootsie Roll 3 songs after the Tootsie Roll song go
Okay.
off. That's how big of an influence that song was. And then we see the 95 South influence in the video. We see the jersey, the 95 on the back. But the one thing I noticed too, y'all was rocking the Orlando Magic gear.
Mm-hmm. Well, go ahead, Mike.
We lived in Orlando at the time,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So after we did a couple of regional hits with our group Chill Boys, Carlos was our dancer. We doing concerts. He's 15, 16 years old. We're getting in the clubs because he was one of our dancers. I ain't tell our mama that, right? Me and Carlos, we are like club brothers, right?
Right.
I ain't tell my mama that, but he was in the club with us. But we moved down to Orlando due to we felt like that was going to be the next big city. We recorded a lot of the 95 South songs up in Atlanta in late 92 and early 93. But we made some money, came back down to Orlando, man, and we set up shop down here. And that's why we have on Orlando Magic here. Now, you see those two girls on the east side of Jay, when the video started, those girls were from Detroit. I talked to them. That's what I meant by Freaknik, was just like something serious. Now, the club scene, we were in Orlando.
Okay.
Everything else, we was at Freaknik, shooting that video, man. And that we got a big dose of Freaknik that day.
Yes, sir. And if you ever been to Freaknik, you know. And if you have never been to Freaknik, you just will not know. You just would not. There's no way to be able to explain in words to accurately describe how Freaknik was. You cannot describe it in words. You just had to be there.
Exactly. And most people that was here when it went on, they didn't go back home.
Yeah.
They was like, I'm moving to Atlanta.
They just stayed. Too Short is one of them.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
Wow.
He came down for Freaknik and moved to Atlanta. So that's how powerful Freaknik was. Talk to me a little bit about this song here. Rodeo. Come on and just ride it. Hey,
I gotta get my phone charged on this because I don't want this to die. Y'all keep talking. Hey, it was so damn hot out there that day. And
What?
The person we were working with brought about 30 models. And they were like the Instagram models of the day. We had Instagram back then.
Mm.
Yeah.
It was so many pretty girls out there that day.
Yeah, that was a dope video shoot, man. And that was just one of those records, man. It was fun, sample driven. And that just, put 95 South, it just kind of solidified the sound. You know what I'm saying? It was fun. It was dance. You know, clean for one. You know what I'm saying? So that's what really I think you know, embodied the true essence of what 9 to 5 South was able to bring. You know, just those fun records, those records that's just gonna make you move. We shot it in Miami. First time I ever rode a horse, so it was wild, bro.
Oh man, yes sir, yes sir. That was that was a big song of y'all's, and not only that, that was seen like that was when y'all actually got to really shine, really, you know what I'm saying, the big smiles on the face, really seemed like y'all really enjoyed yourself with that one.
We did, man. You know, and that was the first single off our second album. And it was dope. You know, we were having a lot of fun at that time. And we were actually signed, we had left Ichiban and went to Rip It Records and released that second on Rip It Records. So, yeah, we was on that situation. Also, 69 was on Rip It Records. So, you know, so they had both groups. And it was an amazing job, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That rodeo, come on and just ride it, baby. Yes, sir, man. Like I said, that showed the diversity. But the thing I want to talk about on that song was those samples. Y'all put together two hot samples, the Got to Be Real song, and then you had it with that 122 beats per second song. And that just took that song to a whole nother level.
Yeah, man, it did. And CC Lemonhead, man, he was the genius behind all the music, bro. He really genius when it came to, you know, putting samples and combining samples and just doing his thing, man. And I, you know, send a big shout out to CC Lemonhead, because without him, none of this music would have been possible, brother.
Right. So shout out to him, big shout out to him, man, on that production. Cause I say,
now, wait a minute, now that wasn't the most, I don't know how you would say it, the most uncommon collection of samples he used then.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever hear the remix to Tootsie Roll, this boy mixed the Art of Noise, Shy, and the Set It Off song in one song.
Wow.
I have never seen something so weird, crazy, but beautiful and it's heartfelt in my life. That boom, 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 boom.
Yes, sir.
I'm like, you know what? And then you hear them hand claps from Set It Off.
Exactly.
I looked at CJ like it was crazy. I just walked out the studio.
Yeah.
Okay. Modern day composing, man. Modern day composing.
Yes, sir. And like I say, that when you put that 122 on almost anything back during that time, you had a certified hit.
You gotta move some.
You gotta move.
Gonna make you move.
We had a formula, but you know what? All of our beats were 128.
128. Okay.
128.
Tempo.
So even from when we did the answer to the Rob bass, It Takes Two, it was a song called It Takes a Real Man by a girl named Icy J. We wrote and produced it. Right? Back 88. Got her signed to Arista. It was 128. And it hit. And we knew every song we did after that had to be 128 because it worked one time in 88 and we used that bitch all the way up until 97.
Oh, man. Yes, sir.
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Tell me a little bit about this song here.
17 years old, bold, trying to get my slang on. Broke as the joke, trying my best to hang on. And if I don't, I'll be a failure. And I'll tell ya, I ain't with that, so forget that. I get the 9 from the pawn shop layaway. Keep it in my back and the jack, man, I stay away. Fellas get chills, I hate to see it rise up. They try to size up a punk, wise up. I pack my 9, now I'm fine and I chill with it. Shoot it in a minute and just deal with it. Cause where I'm from, you gotta buck. If you never wanna be an out of luck. I only did what I had to do. Now they calling me the king of the avenue. I shoot up my 9 when I bail. Cause I'd rather go to hell than jail. Cause it's about love.
Yo, it was rough from the start, son. And I knew I'd be a hustler even when I was in kindergarten. Building on the teachers and giving them looks. And steady taking all the other kids' coloring books. My mama used to try to make me study my work. But I was busy chasing girls, getting under their skirts. And though she raised me the best she could, them whippings ain't do me no good. And sure, I could play ball like the rest of the guys. But yo, I always had this fear of getting paralyzed. And selling drugs at the time was the easy way. The easy work, easy women, plus the easy pay. And have me feeling like I would do whatever it takes to have a car and a woman and a couple of states. It's my profession though, and you couldn't knock it. Because I had to keep some money in my pocket. It's survival of the fit.
I'm the Aram and the name is ready. From last month, them a one like them crazy. Coming out the dance on a fire tech 90. Coming off the ram and the place real empty. So me have a bus to shop on them and they make them know. Send me out there up and ready. 69 boys fire shot with the quickness. Booyaka, booyaka.
Cause it's survival of the fit.
When I was coming up,
Man, that right there, that track right there, that show how versatile y'all was. You know what I'm saying? That show y'all really had lyrics on top of just doing the dance tracks, but y'all really had lyrics, thought-provoking lyrics to put down on them real tracks, and that track was so clean. I don't know who produced that track, but that was a very tightly produced track. Lemonhead. DC Lemonhead, shout out to you on that track, man. That was very, very, very clean track.
Yeah, man. So we shot that one in New York, man. And the funny thing about that, the dudes from Fubu gave us them shirts.
Wow.
Now, not the 5,001 flavors, but they came up to the video shoot, say, "Hey, we're trying to get our clothing line out. Would y'all mind wearing some shirts in the video?" And they gave us the shirt. I wish I would have kept them. But yeah, they came up to us, you know, Damien and a couple other dudes from the whole Fubu came up to us and asked us, "Hey, listen, do you want to wear these?" We're like, "All right, you know, we'll wear them." And it was real cool, man. That was my first time actually in Harlem. And
wow,
it was just a cool video, man. And as like Carlos was saying, I used to perform with 69 Boyz a lot. Every time you see us, it was 4 people, 2 rappers, me and Thrill, and our 2 dancers, fast and slow. So it was like I was part of the group, but unofficial. Just like I was part of Quad City DJs, but unofficial.
Right. But you see the marriage, and that's what I want the audience to be able to see. The marriage between all these different groups. It's kind of like if for the older groups, y'all was like the Parliament and the Funkadelics, the way y'all was together and broke apart.
Right, but Chuck is there. Check it out. If we would have done what we wanted to do, 95 South would have been a super group, bro, because we would have had Whoop That Is, Kitty Kitty, Tootsie Roll, Survival of the Fittest, we would have had Rodeo, we would have had Come and Ride the Train, we would have had Space Jam, and people didn't know we did this song called You Need Dick in Your Life. But I don't know if that would have been with our, we probably would have still gave that away. But we would have been a super group, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We've been on tour to this day.
Yes, no doubt about it. Because you just named 4 history songs that's going down in history, songs that if you have a base list, all the old songs you just named go be on the list, every last one of them.
Exactly.
Right.
That's a whole lot of influence, man. You know what I'm saying? Touching a lot of people on a lot of different platforms and levels of genre of music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it all goes back.
Right now, man. You know, man, we're still doing. You know, we're still on the road. You know what? And what makes it so great, man, is because I'm on the road with my little brother, bro, and it ain't really like work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'll see him at Thanksgiving and Christmas. Hell, my mama over my house right now. I call her. She gonna be here till about Tuesday. So if I act beside myself, you know, it's because I got my mom in here, and you know, she give me that energy to cuss a bitch out, right? So she over here right now. So hell, Carlos may pop over here tomorrow, man, and it ain't work when I'm on the road with my brother, man. It ain't work. We just hang out, shoot the shit, go on stage for about 45 minutes or an hour, make that money, and we come back home, and man, shit, man. And now that I moved back to Jacksonville, hell, man, it's like we just come here and we just chill out, man. And I'm just blessed to have written timeless music, man. And it ain't work when I'm rolling with Carlos, man. It ain't work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, Carlos, let them know what you doing. You back in Jacksonville also?
Yeah, well, yeah, I came back, you know, I was one of the first ones to come back. I came back in like 2000, 2001. Our last deal with RCA. After we, you know, finished that deal, I was like, man, I just needed to step away from the industry for a minute, you know what I'm saying? And kind of regroup. I was kind of burned out and just wanted to do something different, man. So I'm a hairstylist by trade. So I came up here, met my wife, and opened a beauty salon. Yeah, that's it right there, man. And shoot, and I that's what I'm doing. We've been there for 17 years, man, just servicing the community and you know, owning an amazing business, building with my wife, man, and that's what I've been doing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So if y'all in that Jacksonville area, make sure y'all hit them up. You know what I'm saying? And like I say all the time, I say every time about this time, man, this the fastest hour of the week. It goes so fast when you having fun and you talking to some real guys, real legends and pioneers in the game, man. And we just want to give y'all roses and y'all flowers now and let y'all know, man, we appreciate y'all and appreciate y'all contribution to the game, man. Yes, sir, man. Listen, I know y'all got a documentary y'all working on. Let the people know about the documentary and where they can find that at once it's finished.
Yeah, once it's finished, man, we shooting for the summer. We, you know, doing the last few last minute interviews and everything. But yes, it's gonna be called Beyond the Bass. It's gonna be about 95 South. Myself personally, my brother Mike, and it's gonna be an amazing document about it and our experiences from our perspective. You know, it's gonna be a lot, and we really didn't get into the tag team thing like I wanted to, you know what I'm saying? But maybe we could do another show when the documentary comes, but I really want to, you know, get really in depth in it. But,
yes, sir, and we're going to do that. Since you said it, I'm going to hold you to it. We're going to do an episode about that whole situation, and I'm going to hold you to it. You said you're going to do it. Y'all heard him say he going to do it. So we're going to do a whole episode on that, on both records, take an examination on both records, and really much shout out to Tag Team. We had them on the show. We have much love for Tag Team. But the proof is in the pudding. When you see the different hit after hit after hit after hit, the proof is in the pudding on where it came from, because they was able to do it again, and they was able to do it again, and they was able to do it again. So again, we want to give them their props, and like I say, we want to give you kudos and stuff. Now, let the people know right now, you know what I'm saying, the legend that is 95
South. And when that a documentary come out, man, it's gonna be real heartfelt, man, because it shows where we came from and our struggle. Carlos did a couple of things. Y'all ain't gonna like him. I ain't gonna say what it is, but he did some stuff. Y'all ain't gonna like Carlos. He did some crazy stuff on the road, y'all.
Oh man,
he did.
Oh man, I think I remember. I think I heard a story about some ice, but we gonna save that. We gonna save that story about the ice
What happened on the road stays on the road.
What happens on the road stays on the road. So we're going to
road.
say that story right there about the ice. That's going to make y'all have to come back and check out the next episode.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. Hey.
Boy, look at here.
Hey, man, we want to thank y'all again for coming on the show, man. Remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification button so you ain't got to call me while I'm on the air talking about what time y'all coming on. Hit the notification button. It's going to tell you what time we coming on. Make sure you leave a comment. Tell us what is your favorite 95 South song. It don't matter if it was a Quad City song. It don't matter if it was a 69 boy. What was your favorite 95 South song? Put it in the comments. Make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe. Carlos, let them know where they can find you at.
Hey, I'm at Daddy Black over all platforms. At Daddy Black 95 South, Insta, Twitter, and Facebook.
Yes, sir. Mike, let them know where they can find you at.
Yo, I'm at Mike 95 South on Instagram, Mike 95 South on Twitter. So check me out.
Yes, sir. Zed, let them know where they can find you at.
I'm at Zed Hook on Instagram and Facebook and on Twitter. Zed Hook at Zed Hook.
At Zed Hook from Hook Master Production, man. We want to thank everybody for joining us. We want to give a special shout out to Sharon Showcase. O'Reilly's on Covington Highway. If you're ever in Atlanta and you need a place to go, it don't matter what day of the week it is, make sure you go to Sharon Showcase. O'Reilly's on Covington Highway. And like we always say about this time, peace up, A-Town down.
Peace. Thank y'all, brother.
Hey.